I'm one of the founders of Offspring Films. So we specialise in making natural history programming, and we've worked for global broadcasters all around the world, including the BBC, Sky, Discovery, and we're currently working with Apple TV. In terms of the sort of normal challenges that crews face on location, it's obviously they're working often in remote locations, away from family and friends. So just being away can be quite stressful. And because they're often working with dangerous animals, their health and safety is a big consideration. Needing to make sure that the whole crew is safe, and that's obviously somebody's responsibility. So that can add levels of stress. Wanting to make sure that you're delivering the best kind of results on location. You know how much money's been spent, you know how much work it's taken to get everybody out there, and so it's your responsibility. You want to come back with the goods, and so that places additional challenges on the crew. When we originally spoke to the film and TV charity about their toolkit, we were starting a new production and COVID was hitting, and it felt like we wanted to make sure we had more formal touch points in place and a sort of more formal structure in place as a business, so that we could recognise and help people when they were struggling with their mental health. So when we first started looking at the toolkit, I think we sort of wanted to put in different aspects of it. And I think we sort of probably approached it quite flexibly, because obviously not everything is pertinent to natural history. So we sort of looked at the toolkit and thought, okay, which of these elements feels relevant to our productions, and which do we think can make a fundamental difference to people's well-being? So one of the things that we did lots of training with people. So we've run 2 training sessions for everybody across the last 12 months. And that has been both in terms of improving personal mental health, so tips and training about how we can positively affect our own mental health, but also for management and for all the team to recognise signs of people struggling with their mental health within the team, and giving them some tools to be able to deal with that. Because I think it's one thing being able to identify signs of somebody struggling with their mental health, but it's quite a different thing knowing how to then manage that and handle that. So we've run specific training courses within our team, and we've actually now got 4 people who are doing more in-depth training. Basically, they are doing they're signed up as mental health first aiders. So they're doing a more in-depth training course, so that they are taking a lead on that, I suppose, within the company. I think often in productions, everybody's so busy, it kind of, oh God, it's another thing to do. And it gets on somebody's to-do list and isn't necessarily implemented. And I think the important thing to take away from it is it doesn't have to be, and this is certainly what we found, it's not kind of following it to the letter. It's not saying, right, we need to do all of these things on all productions all of the time. It's basically using it as a sort of menu almost, and looking at your production and thinking, okay, which of these is relevant to our production? Who do we think can take responsibility for these different areas of toolkit? And then building it into the production in a way that it becomes routine. It doesn't necessarily all fall on one person. It becomes a way of working rather than a kind of additional chore.